That's it.
Yeah, I just press record. It's recording. We're live.
Oh, shout out.
What's up, man? How's it going?
We out here.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, we good. We chilling.
No, I feel it.
Breathing.
Yeah. I mean, like I was just telling you, I really wanted to. So, like, I know a lot of people who create things, right? And the reason that I believe in the things that they create is not because of the product of the things that they produce, but what I know of the people, right? Like, we're just like, bro, like, I'm at community, right? I'm no longer a constituent. I'm no longer a customer. I'm community. And so, like, I ride for the things that the people that I know create in a way where it's just like, look, bro, whatever you need, I'm community. So, like, that's why I wanted to start recording these where, like, meet your makers, like, meet the people who are creating the spaces around us, whether it's through products, whether it's through art, whether it's through art in different forms, poetry, cooking, whether it's through like activism, whether it's like whatever you are creating space for. Because I believe in the people who are creating the space, whatever you produce, I'm behind. And so for me, wanting to start these conversations is like, I want the people who may watch this to get to know you the same way that I know you, so that when they see the things that you produce, they feel the same way about them. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. That's where, like, those are the conversations that I'm looking to have.
What got you into wanting to do that in the first place?
I mean, because I care about people. And it's like, all right, what other resources do I have to provide that can support the things that the people that I care about are doing?
You're taking different stabs at this, so this is probably like just another iteration.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, you know me, like, this is what I do all the time.
Yeah.
This is just like, all right, bet, what's something that I enjoy doing that can be of benefit to this process? So I guess in that case, then, like, the first question I have is just like an introduction, because I know what's going on, but the people watching might not know what's going on. So, who are you? What do you do?
Okay.
You talk to me.
I talk to you.
Yeah.
That works out.
Don't worry about that. We just talk.
Yeah, because I was looking at the camera.
But you don't have to.
And I was like, should I look at the camera or look? All right, bet. I ain't want to break the wall either.
Huh?
I ain't want to break the wall.
It's okay.
Shout out.
We know they're present, but in this moment,
It's just us. So we said that at the same time.
We've known each other a long time.
So I guess that's where we start. I mean, I've known you since, what was it? Like,
Our parents are friends.
Since we were like 1 or 2 years old, basically. So I think just the movement, of us and how we kind of got cool, it's just been different phases. I tell this story all the time about like you and like how we always cool when I was at church and I had on a white shirt and had on a stain underneath.
Oh, man.
He was like, anybody got that ginger ale stain underneath your arms? And I promise you, I was like very, very disappointed in you for being, so brute with that situation. But then obviously you grew to understand that that's who you were, that's how you move, not like in a negative way, but more so like you up front, you direct, you say what you're thinking, and if you don't like it, then next conversation type stuff. We're here, grew up in this area, the DMV area, more so Maryland, New Carrollton, Bowie area, and then did a lot of go-go stuff. That was my joy and pride, the go-go lifestyle.
Well, that's funny, but I was just telling somebody about, it was one joint you were supposed to perform at. And I remember, I think it was like, we was in like Southeast or somewhere, but we was outside waiting to go into the jump. And I think this is when you wasn't with XIB yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it was still Reflections.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think y'all time got overlapped and we never got to go in. And then later on, found out somebody got shot at that jump. And I was like,
Later on, yeah. I think I do remember that.
I was like, oh.
I always tell people that it was like, I had a lot of fun, but just personally, that was just risky business every time you stepped out. Just because you just didn't know.
And it's not even risky business because the stuff is dangerous, but it's just like, it's so many people in like a confined space that the possibilities for like certain energy to be present just is much greater. So, who's that?
With the Howard together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I think he should graduate it. Something, I don't know. Shout out to that.
Nah, stamp. So, yeah, so not like, it's just like, yeah, it's a lot of people here. So the ability for different energies to be present is greater because the amount of people that was in there,
Mm-hmm.
and then just the space, just like not having a lot of space, and like sometimes, you know what I'm saying, there's a bit of aggression when it comes to the dancing.
Just especially when you start talking about the 21 and older and stuff, you start talking about alcohol being there,
Yeah.
you get served, and then you start talking about just the type of sound, the music, the vibe, the bass.
Yeah.
Right, it's very reminiscent of like a heavy metal type of vibe and environment as well. So, I mean, again, it was a phase, it was a season. I still listen to go to this day, but you know, at the time, that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Didn't do that well in high school. I always tell folk graduated with a 1.67
Nice.
GPA.
Nice.
I don't even feel like I should have graduated, but I did. Community college, didn't do well there either.
Nice.
But something kind of clicked in like 2012. I graduated high school in 2009 to 2012.
Wait. I said, what do you do?
Oh, so you said understand it.
Yeah,
All right, so let's
we'll get
see.
there. I promise we'll get there.
All right, so I guess what do I do? Shout out. Is I curate, first off, living in Ghana, spending time in Ghana, moving to Ghana, kind of exposed me to a lot of different things.
Hey,
So
what do you do?
I sell products from Ghana.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. What do you do?
I guess I could have got right to that.
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, I sell products from Ghana.
I got you. The purpose of this is for the backstory. So we'll get there. But like, real quick, what do you do?
I sell products from Ghana.
All right, nice. What products?
Rings, wooden bows, Adinkra symbol rings, wooden bows, whether it's cedar wood or neem wood. Sell bags, woven baskets,
Nice.
selling bangles or cuffs. Got some more right now.
Nice.
And then more products to come.
Nice. That's what's up. Okay. Nice. So like I said, the purpose of these interviews is to like talk to people outside of what they do, but like also understand that you do something. And so like, I want to start with what you do and then from there figure out why what you do is important.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, why is this important? Well, what's the name of the business?
KYEMLA.
Okay.
Yeah. Stands for.
Why is it KYEMLA?
It stands for Kyle, Emmanuel, Angela. That's my siblings' names, or my siblings' name and myself. It's actually in the order that we were born: Kyle, Emmanuel, and then Angela. It symbolizes unity, and you know, when I was in Ghana, that was something that I felt strongly about, and when I came back to the States, that was a balance I wanted to create.
So, this is not the first time that you've done things with this name, or you've attempted to do things with this name.
Yeah.
So, oddly enough, right? So I told you one of my homegirls, her brother passed away, right? And she was like, "What you coming to?" And I was like, "Everything." Like, I'm showing up. So show up to the funeral, and I look at the sound man, I'm like, who is that? It's Robert. Robert Jennings.
Oh.
The man, that's the one that did your logo, like one of the first times.
At 100%.
That's when you was like, I guess the goal back then was like, oh, you want to do clothes.
Yeah.
And he was trying to put that joint on a t-shirt. I remember going to his apartment and like talking through the pod, like this conversation that we just had. I'm like, nigga, we've had this conversation over and over.
Again, it's just different iterations of it.
Yeah, of the same thing.
That's crazy. I completely forgot that he did that.
Yeah, the K with the circle. Oh man, good times.
I don't know why I didn't even think about considering using that for this. I think I went back, but I don't know if I did. I had him and I had somebody else kind of give me some different product or different images. Damn.
Yeah.
What in the world? How the hell you remember that?
Huh?
I say how you remember that, but it was just because you was there. Yeah. Damn.
So that's why I'm like, so you say it's the family name. So then even back then, when you was trying to do the clothes, like what was the impetus for that?
I think I started developing my own style. I started trusting my eye, started trusting my intuition, started trusting what I wanted, what I envisioned, etc. And I was like, since I already see what I see and I already pursue the things, the style that I was pursuing, why not try to create that style? Why not try to, I went through a period where I tried to follow everybody else, and then when I stepped outside the box, people laughed for sure, but when they laughed, they also hit me up and was like, where you get those from? And I was like, oh, okay, so and that started becoming a reoccurring thing.
Yeah.
So my mindset was like, all right, let's try to create this. I had no clue how to create anything, start a business from scratch or anything, so I was just trying things. I always say that my naiveness was always the best part about who I am, or at least that's what I felt. So my ability to just be naive about a situation and be like, oh, let's go see. I'm gonna succeed. You know what I'm saying? And just going for it. It didn't work out, obviously. So
then, all right. So then now, I want it to sound different. Like what you do, like if you was on, they always say, and learning soft skills, one of the things you're always gonna have an elevator pitch, right? And so if that was your elevator pitch for what you do, I'd be like, okay, like,
yeah, I get it.
So cause I wanted to sound different, cause I'd be like, so.
No, I get 100% what you're saying.
But then, cause here's the other thing, right? Here's a lot of times why I'm like, I'm so blunt, right? Is because in community, your success is my success. And if I don't think what you're doing will be successful, I have to let you know.
Or you're complicit.
Or else I'm not gonna be successful. So
I get that.
I've gotta say something.
And I appreciate that.
And it's cause you're me, I'm you. In the same, and whatever, you know what I'm saying, however you wanna, whatever context you wanna take that, it's like, nah, bro, like, I need you to be at a certain level, because then you can hold me accountable to being at a certain level. And when we're both holding each other accountable to be at a certain level, the benefits that we'll see from that is exponential. So it's just like, I'm like, okay, bet, what do we do? How can we change that? Cause like, all right, so if somebody asks what you do, and you wanted them to like inquire more, what is that? How would that look? I was like, hey, what do you do? Everything that you sell is handcrafted, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So rather than say sell products, I sell handcrafted. I don't even gotta go that and go deeper. And so I sell handcrafted products from Ghanaians. That's a start.
Okay.
Uh,
So then,
the purpose.
yeah, how do you connect? One of the things that's good for people too is connecting people to their impact, because a lot of
That was the next thing.
yeah.
So the
What's
purpose is to, and that's something I've been working on too, is just to try to, I guess, fine tune like your elevator pitch, all right? And that's always something that I'm an in the moment type of person. So in the moment, I just always believe that I'm gonna figure it out. But I've learned through my time that preparation is key. So kind of like having these things locked in, so you know. But how I would respond to that would be, we have products, hand-woven products from Ghana, made by Ghanaians. The hope is to have a sustainable platform process. I don't know.
I got you.
Appreciate it.
What you want, phone or
Wow, what's up?
you want phone to like type something out or?
Let's say phone.
All right. So we're just like, okay, well, what do we do? Because it's not, remember, it's not you, right?
It's the business.
It's like, oh, I run an organization that.
It's funny we're having this conversation because I've literally always struggled with like responding to this.
It was just like I operate an organization that delivers handcrafted goods. Direct from producers in West African territories. And then if they're like, oh, and then they're like, well, how did you get into that? Well, we had a desire to impact we had a desire to impact these communities in a for-profit economic way, which directly correlates to, taxes being paid, which benefits the country as a whole. And also, and then we're just like, okay, yeah, we're like, we wanted to impact these communities in a for-profit economic way, to increase their access to capital. These businesses already exist and they already produce high-quality products in Ghana, but we wanted to be a part of expanding their market to becoming more international. And it's like when the business is already based in Ghana, you've expanded their market to being international. Bro, I really wish this fly would relax, bro. Like the fact that it keeps landing on us is really what's upsetting me. I'm okay with it flying around, but like, stop touching me, bro. Like, this is a strict boundary. So yeah, just something like that. Where the pitch is really like connecting people to their impact. By supporting this business, this is what you're touching. They be like, oh damn, I don't have to touch it directly? Wow, okay. So like, as the business owner, you deal with the frustrations of shipping delays. You deal with the frustrations of a friend trying to help a friend. You deal with the frustrations of like, you deal with that so that people have the opportunity to impact something that they want to touch, but they don't know how to touch directly. It's like, yeah, I'll deal with this at a cost, but I'll deal with it and we'll impact this thing.
No, that's, yeah.
So, well, yeah. So how do you get from clothes and wanting to put a logo on a t-shirt, and not just a t-shirt, high quality materials with different cut designs, and like, sourcing materials from
zippers and stuff.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, It wasn't just like logo t-shirt, logo Hanes.
Yeah, then that's it. No, quality everything.
Quality material. Like even the shirt you got on now is textured. So heavier cotton and stuff like that. So how do you get from that to now running a company that is delivering handcrafted products direct from producers in Western African territories?
Just doing what was in front of me. The first thing was being in Ghana and living in Ghana, having that opportunity to go there from being in Howard and all that. And then moving to Ghana, I saw a lot of opportunities.
Just speak up a little bit.
I saw a lot of opportunities. And, you always come back and when you come back, you bring gifts, right? You've been to Ghana, so like when you came back, you brought paintings or certain things for people just to say, hey, I was thinking about you while I was over there. And just the joy that people had, and then like years later to be able to see people like with a bracelet on that you gave them like 2 or 3 years prior.
And they still be like, damn.
Yeah, hey, I got that bracelet on that you sent me. And I'm like, all right, that's what's up. Like, I love that, right? But at the same time, how can I make that sustainable? How can I continue to offer that sense of joy, that sense of connection to the continent? And this was like the introduction, the first thing I saw. It's very stressful. I was like, what's going on?
That man landed right on the head wrap. All is well, so.
Yeah, no, chill. Anyways, just trying to find different ways to make this more sustainable. And the rings were the introduction, and it just kind of just blossomed from there, and it's blossoming from there.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So it's that feeling of like, no, nice. I'm like, as we talking, I'm continuing to tell the story. I think is helpful even for you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh damn, like you're going back to that feeling of what it was like to bring stuff back for people, and like the idea of bringing something back was like, even when I was like in a 14-hour plane ride away, I was still thinking of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, that's tough.
Yeah, you don't understand like what that means to someone, right? And how they view that.
Yeah.
Right, it's less of the cost value and more of, like you said, the thought that was involved in it. So, yeah, I think that concept and idea I would say would be the genesis of it.
Nice, and then I like handcrafted products being what's being sold, because it's like the energy that goes into making handcrafted products is like, no, this person was thinking of you when they made this jump too.
So that's the interesting part, right? So with Mr. Kingsley, he is in the eastern region in Aburi Mountains, and that I met this guy while I was living in Ghana, and he makes products from wood, right? He has these trees, and they cut down the trees, and I was able to sit with them and actually watch them by hand make the bows, nice. Right? And that part was just, again, like you said, I just marvel at their ability to just make things with their hands. Yeah. Minimal material, minimal equipment, right? And they make it work. And I don't know, I'm always like mesmerized just sitting there watching them.
Yeah, I'm like, that type of artisan work, bro, you gotta be thinking about who's gonna use it. Because you can't use all of the things that you make. So like, if you were like, okay, I'm making this for myself, you're like, yeah, okay, I'm done. But like when you make it for other people, it's like, no, I want people to know that like what comes from me is quality stuff. Yeah. And like, cause they're in the wood carving village, right? Yeah. Yeah, cause I think we went there. Mm-hmm. We went there, man, walked through and just like seeing the amount of stuff that people are making. Yeah. It's just like, it's just nuts. It's a lot of stuff.
And they just making it off ease, taking their time, sitting there, making it while they trying to sell you something. Like, that's chipping wood while we having a conversation, trying to make a sale.
Yeah, even like every step of the process, like, I guess for the end buyer, someone is thinking of them in the process of these things being made, delivered, like somebody's thinking of you. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Okay, so then, I guess like, okay, so you go from clothes. So then I guess why is the three of y'all important? Kyle, Emmanuel, and Angela. Like, how do you get like? Because you get there's a bunch of stuff that you come up with names for a business, but like you chose these three specifically.
All right, if I can be honest with you, my mother came up with the name
Like,
back in like 2000, 2001, maybe the late 90s. And then I would say 2010, 11, I was like, if you do not use this, by the time the idea comes around, I'm taking it. And
why'd she come up with it?
I don't know. Maybe she was just thinking about it one day. I think so my mother tried to have they had a business back in the day. They had a business back in the day, around the early 2000s. They were selling paintings or stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
But I don't think.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh man, tell me.
Well, I think that was with Elder Allen at the church.
Oh yeah.
And they were kind of like, they would go to their house in the city and by Saratoga, and they would, you know what I'm saying, like host people to come to the house, and then they would have paintings, and then they would try to sell the paintings, and they would get commission off of the paintings that they sold.
Oh, that's tough.
Right. So I remember just having a whole bunch of paintings just sitting in the house. Yeah, so that was the idea, but I don't think that it was ever like official. They never really went through the LLC process to, become a business. So there's a lot of reasons why I came up with or decided to use the name. Number one, we aren't all in the same.
Bro, just relax, bro.
Insane.
Like, please.
Dang.
Can you just relax? I don't want to kill you. I just need you to chill. Like, yes, be curious. I love your curiosity. I'm a big fan of it.
I'm glad you're
Just
doing all that, because I'll kill that joint.
There's curiosity everywhere. I understand.
But
Come on, just chill, bro.
KYEMLA, my siblings, we don't all live together.
Yeah.
Well, when I'm in the States, with my sister in Maryland, but my brother lives in Arizona.
Nice.
So, no matter where we are, we're always connected. And I think that that's synonymous with how I feel about being on the continent and then coming back and forth. Like, there is a strong connection there. And I didn't understand that until I had the chance to go there. But I think through the products, through, what we sell, my hope is that they can kind of feel that connection.
Nah, for sure. Oh, that's what's up. That's cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes all you gotta do is have a conversation, bro.
Oh no, for sure.
With these guys, you know what I'm saying?
Get them to chill out.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if it worked out for you, then, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to stress too much, but they have been everywhere.
Sir. But like, a lot of people don't realize that DC is a swamp. And so we deal with a lot of swamp-like critters in the sense of like mosquitoes. I don't know why I pronounced it like that.
Yeah. Mosquitoes.
Because it's DC, so mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. The O's at the end was ridiculous, but I heard.
Man. But yeah, no, that's what's up, bro. Like, for me, I'm like, I already knew all of these things.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
So
for sure.
It's like, but I guess like I said, like, it's always nice to hear the story. Because it reminds you personally of why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Why you like, because like, okay, what's been one of the things that's been frustrating for you with this? You could be honest.
Okay, lack of sales.
Okay, nice.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think the if I had to think about it.
No, the fact that, I don't know if me saying be honest was the impetus for like,
be honest.
This part of the process. Like, I'm sure, like, first up, it was like, I'm trying to sell something. But then, like, when I say be honest, he was like, oh, God, I can say it. I don't know if that was...
a little bit. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, I ain't trying to just be like, I don't got no money, I don't know. I need money. Like, I need this joint to work. I think lack of sales for sure. I think the products is great. I think my setup is great. I think my aesthetic, my brand is pause on the brand. I think my aesthetic is solid, right?
We did some work.
Yeah. I'm grateful for like just the ideas and the progression from 2020, right? I think if we can like fast forward now and like, or look back then and then fast forward and then see the progress in between like that, that's amazing. However, it has not translated into consistent sales, right? So,
sure.
you know, just trying to find different ways and different tools. I guess the biggest hurdle is just staying motivated, if I'm being honest with you. And waking up every day saying, as long as I do a little bit to help me out this day, then I'm good. It's like, damn, but it's still not working. And then you do all this work, you proud, you happy for it, you put it all out. It's like, damn, I gotta go do that again.
Yes. Tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's like, God, damn. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of like, is this something, I think when I started in 2020, and we had conversations about this, is this something that I see me doing 10 years down the line? Like honestly, like truthfully, not being in the moment. And I think this is something that I still see, right? So the biggest thing is just sales, but my mind is just so optimistic in terms of the direction of it. I'm okay to continue to ride the wave, right? They say most businesses don't thrive in the first 5 years. I don't subscribe to things like that. So I didn't really consider myself in that. Again, my naiveness always is my super weapon in my mind. So let's get that.
This nigga carrying WMDs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just saying.
Man, that's a political joke.
No.
That's what we went to war in Iraq for, as well as a mass destruction that they never found. But hey, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I didn't know all that. Shout out to you.
That's what we went to war for when President Bush was in office.
Oh, that was good
20,
times.
20-some years ago.
Damn, that was 20-something years ago.
Yeah. The United States pullout game is weak. It takes them 20 years. Oh, man. That's crazy. So, but that's what's up, bro. I think, I think when it comes to frustration, it's like, that's why I think having a story is important, because it reminds you while you're still doing it, but then it also helps so that you can, when you're producing anything when it comes to this, like, this is the story that's being told. Over the course of time, through whatever means, this is the story that's being told. And like everything that we produce is representative of this story.
That story, yeah.
And it's just like, we keep doing it because like we like it to a certain degree. Like,
I love it. I don't know if like it will suffice. I don't know. I love the idea of continuing on with something like this. I like the idea of like growing and maturing with something. I think for a long time, for a period, I was doing things that had an end date. And then it was like, I put so much energy and then it's over.
yeah,
And it was like you had this high of pursuing something and then you pursued it. And then like I went through these laws of like, what do I do now? And that's why I continue to use the word sustainable, because sustainability is like, how can we continue to press forward? I just feel like I just get better with time. I know I get better with time.
nice.
So like, especially when you're in the same thing. When I was working at Hula Hands, serving, when I first started, I was trash.
Hey, bro.
You remember I was trash.
So serving is not easy, bro.
I was trash. So like, to be trash and to watch and take my time little by little and then get to a point where it's like, oh, now you're one of the better servers. We're going to give you this 30 party, where I remember I had a 30 party my first real week of working, and half of their bill was comped because they just played me the whole time. They played me. They was like, oh yeah, I ain't ordered that, I ordered that. And then I'll take it back. They'd be like, that was that. It was like, but they already got it at their table, so you can't go back and take it. So now you got to give them what they wanted on top of what you already gave them.
Yeah.
It's just stupid things like that. But it's like, I appreciate those. Bless you. Yeah, I appreciate those moments because it taught me perseverance. It taught me how to stick things through. You know, especially kind of like society we live in, especially society we live in. You know, where it's like, if something don't really work out, or
if
it's not serving you the way, if it's not serving you the way you want it to be, to serve you, then it's like,
get a new server.
It's like, nah, sometimes you got to stick things. Sometimes you really, really have to kind of like persevere through the process, go through the ups and downs. And I don't know, you gain more knowledge of who you are.
You see me, I got the Buffalo Wild Wings hat on, bro.
Oh, I looked down. I was like, but yeah.
I did like this.
Did you work at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yes.
I forgot you did that.
Bro, as a bartender, with no bartending experience.
When? Was that the one in Capitol Heights?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't go out to that joint.
Bro, that joint was crazy.
Man,
I remember one time, bro, I had the ice scoop in my hand. And I was looking around at everybody. I'm like, yo, who got the ice scoop? And I'm like, this. And it's right here, bro. I was like, oh, I'm tweaking. I was like, I have to go home.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I think I'm done for the day.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why you was thinking that.
I was like, oh, I have to leave.
Were you okay?
So there was so much happening that I was just like, bro.
Oh, okay, you froze.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
so
I'm about
much
to.
happening.
I thought you was on something, bro. I was not
No.
gonna lie. It's like, damn, we gotta have a conversation.
No.
All right.
I was just like, yo, there's too much happening right now. And Buffalo Wild Wings is like a fast-paced restaurant in the sense of like people are coming in and out. And I was just like, oh, this is way too much.
You can flip
Yeah.
quick.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, bro. Like that joke is so it's just like, yeah, no, you're right. It's difficult work, but you gotta push through. And like
Get better over time.
But even after that story, still to this day, bro. I got one dude just hit me up and he like, bro, we need you back, bro. I'm like, I already know, like at the end of it, bro, he was one of the better bartenders we had in the gym.
And again, that's just you figuring things out. The goal is to figure it out. You should never go into something having it all figured out because you don't have nowhere else to go, right? And
From there you have down to go.
yeah, because you already up where you want to be.
So the only thing that you can realize is that once you're at the top, the only thing you have left to realize is that you're not at the top, and that's a humbling experience.
Or I have to maintain this.
Yeah.
And that's less of a humbling experience and more of a daunting, probably, experience, if anything. So, yeah, just again, perseverance and sticking through it. That's probably like my favorite part about having this.
What was I about to say? I forgot. I was about to say something else. I forgot. I don't know. But I guess. Huh?
My mouth is parched.
I guess I was about to say the last thing I would say is just like, where can people access the handcrafted products delivered direct from producers in the Western African territories?
Yeah. From KYEMLA. You can go to www.kyemla.com.
Okay.
That's one. Look at us up on IG, KYEMLA. KYEMLA. I almost struggled with that for no reason. But
Because at a certain point, I feel like you want to spell Kyle.
yeah, but it's not.
It's not.
KYEMLA. That's on IG. It'll be on TikTok. That's on YouTube.
Yeah, but where can niggas buy stuff?
Yeah, you can go to all of them, and there's a link
Etsy.
to buy. Etsy is a place as well. I should have said that first, but Etsy is a place where you can go and buy
So
as
you go
well.
to Etsy.
The
you have a
website.
website where you can buy stuff.
Yeah, www.kyemla.com.
So you can buy stuff on Etsy, KYEMLA.com direct.
Yeah, and then there's links through my social.
Sensational.
There we go.
Well, that's nice.
Blessings.
Thanks, bro.
Love. Uh-oh.